So welcome everyone. Today we're going to spend some time together to discover security center for airports. The different points we'll go to today, we'll start by going through key trends and challenges in the industry. I'll introduce you security center for airports. We'll see how it's going to benefit you. We'll then dive into some more specific use cases, and we'll end up by a couple of customer experience sharing. So today on this session, there will be myself, David. I'm leading the airport practice group at Genetec. Together with me, Simon Barnes, Business Development Manager for Airports, Cheryl Stewart, who is our Industry Marketing Analyst, and Derek Arkery, who is our team lead, Industry and Application Marketing. The webinar will be recorded and will be shared with you after the session. And you can please ask your question in the chat box. They will be responded in real time, unless they would need more time, and then we will reach out to you back later, or we will share the response with the entire crowd at the end of the webinar, if it may be of common interest. So our intention with Airport is to build long-term partnership, which normally starts by us providing a security system. And the second step is how we can improve and automate operations. Over time, while we understand the unique problems and needs you may have, we're working with you to co-develop new solutions. And we ultimately intend to become a service provider to the airport, but not only, also to airlines and ground handlers, and effectively to improve all airports' operation and improve the performance of the partnership. As we all know, airports have become more than just a place to transport people. It has evolved to become what we know now as a place that includes shopping, dining, entertainment, and providing all sorts of services to passengers. And it really has become its own ecosystem. If we look at how the airport travel is evolving, we obviously see that airports are more crowded than ever, maybe excluding this week and the few weeks to come. But the projections are showing a growth of up to doubling the passenger count over the next 20 years. What we see too is the digital transformation is ongoing. It's very visible today as far as passenger-facing systems and services are concerned, such as check-in kiosks, baggage drop, wayfinding applications, self-boarding pass counters. But it's mostly leaving back-end system to age, and the backbone still the backbones we had a number of years ago. We also see that data is being used to help make more informed decisions, and better planning, such as balancing demand, capacity, improved flight connection time, and passenger flow. So we see more emphasis now placed on KPIs, such as passenger flow metrics. Last trend we see is the diversification of airport revenue, moving away from just aeronautical fees to non-aeronautical charges, such as parking, space, rental to retailers, restaurants, and other services to passengers. With these changes in trends, there's a lot of pressure building up on airports to improve their security, their operations, and their planning. With the increase in passenger, airports have no real choice but increase capacity and increase staff, which all result in an increase in operations cost. By focusing on upgrading only front-end systems and leaving the back-end system to age, of which the security systems, we hinder the potential to improve airport operations in the long run. With the increase in flight numbers and routes, airport planning is getting more and more complex. And therefore, as the airport evolve, so should also their KPIs. Given this pressure that airports are facing, it's important for you to reevaluate your security technology to know if it's holding you back. So you should ask yourself a few questions. Is your technology enabling you to encourage infrastructure sharing? Does your vision encompass using flight information or further information from the AODB to provide operational value to more departments like security and operations? And lastly, are you tapping into your security infrastructure to measure KPIs that will help you take better decisions? So these questions will give you a better understanding of where you are in terms of maturity of your security systems. However, we also noticed that in many airports today, airport security is oftentimes siloed because technology purchases were always distinct depending on each department needs. The thought of utilizing existing security equipment to improve operations as well is still not commonly seen in the industry. Having said that, we strongly believe that airports need to rethink their purchase strategy. As airports we're interacting with are finding that, for instance, CCTV or video content is no longer enough, there's too much to view, and technology is evolving too fast. The use of proprietary systems limit options and flexibility and increase the total cost of ownership. And an overwhelming volume and variety of integrated systems and sensors lead to inefficiency and complexity. Therefore, we strongly believe airports should look for a unified security system that helps improve not only security, but operations, as well as passenger experience. Having a security system that is flexible, which allows for the opportunity for growth and the ability to correlate data to produce insights, is very important. However, we also understand that every industry faces its own challenge. Therefore, we believe airports should look for a security solution that's made to meet specifically airport needs. So by now, you must be wondering, what is Security Center for Airports? And how is it different from Genetec's standard security center? We wanted to make Security Center for Airports the unique solution to meet unique requirements that airports may encounter. So we'll try to now demonstrate you through the next slides how we achieve this purpose. So number one, right from the installation of Security Center for Airport, you'll be prompted to enter your IATA or ICAO code. This will help you throughout the life cycle of the system to automate procedures and systems based on information related to your airports. Number two, we provide airport-specific entity and structure, so you can effectively create a digital twin of your airport. Number three, we created dedicated custom events, such as flight status, flight delayed flight landing, gate allocation, maximum people reach in an area, etc. Number four, we've created a number of airport-specific modules to solve specific problems. You see here some in the list, the airport movement tracking, passenger flow analytics, boarding route management, or the flight business logic. The first module we'll see here is the flight business logic, or FBL. So the flight business logic connects to the operational airport database or to the flight information system, and unifies those information with the rest of the security center platform. So you'll find all flight status and gate status as possible conditions for you to automate operations, obviously. The second module is the boarding route management, or BRM, which serve the purpose of properly segregating embarking and disembarking passenger and prevent secure zone breaches. The next module is the passenger flow analytics module, which enables you to display information and KPIs related to passenger flow analytic measurement systems, but also to create specific dashboards and create a threshold to automate activities based on passenger flow conditions. So all those modules add up to security center. So it's a little bit like comparing security center to a pair of jeans and a white t-shirt, and the different airport modules with leather jackets, Ray-Ban, and cool boots. So you'll transform your plane outfit into a proper Tom Cruise Top Gun look. We'll now see a couple of real examples of the user interface. And for those familiar with Security Center, you see here the list of possible tasks in the system, which are dedicated to specific activities. When installing Security Center for airports, you'll find a slightly different version with additional icons representing unique tasks, where you see, for example, here, the Airport Operations Manager report task and the flight information task. If we now look at the dashboard functionality of Security Center, you'll find to the left the traditionally available widgets to create a dashboard. If you look at the right, you'll see the section airport, which is added to that configuration section, where you can find specific widgets such as flights, so you can display flight information related to a specific gate, or occupancy counters, a queue widget to measure wait time and or to expose KPIs about wait time and counting, and the zone selector to be able to navigate through your airport map. If we look at the device tree in the system, you'll see to the right that installing Security Center for airports will create automatically a number of processing areas and processing zones, which reflect the different areas of the airport, such as checking, security, or passport control. So why is that portfolio like no other? Well, first of all, because it's a security center that comes with all its traditional modules and features, but has, in addition, all the airport-specific capabilities. It's based on a unified portfolio, which preserves you from all the hassle of integrating various systems. It offers solutions that goes far beyond security and truly support operations at large. And it's also a portfolio that will support you to improve your cyber security by protecting all the data related to those systems down to the core of the platform. Now, it solves issues associated to a number of things. To start with, the high cost of associated to maintaining integrated systems, making sure software or devices from different vendors have the proper compatible firmware, for example. It will specifically solve airport issues, since those modules were co-developed with airports. It will support the IT department and the business analysts by breaking silos between systems, so you can correlate a greater amount of data and improve operational efficiency. And it's gonna provide you actual proof point that merging data and exposing KPI can improve operational efficiency. So who will benefit? Well, all departments and stakeholders within the airport, security, operations, passenger experience, are able to gain insights and improve their performances through Genetec Security Center for Airports platform. Here we've identified some of the main people in the airport that will benefit from the platform. For users involved in security, such as the control room operator or the airport security manager that have the responsibility of ensuring security and safety of everything within the airport, will help them to lower the security risk by embracing a unified vision of security through a single pane of glass, while it's also providing them with a scalable system that can adjust with the increase in passengers. For users involved in operations, such as terminal manager, ground handlers, as well as passenger experience managers that have to ensure a smooth and seamless passenger journey to all customers, will help them to better understand problem areas within the airport through eliminating data silos, and will provide them with insights to improve their operational efficiency. And lastly, those involved in IT, such as the airport IT manager and the innovation manager, whose main job are to use technology to improve the overall performance of the airport, may it be safety, productivity, profitability, or passenger experience. The platform will provide them with a trusted solution that's innovative, but yet efficient, allowing them to meet their KPIs. Now, just a quick summary of what we've gone through so far. We walked through some trends and challenges the airport industry is currently facing. We introduced you to Security Center for Airports and showed you a glimpse of what it is. Now let's dive deeper into some use cases to better understand each of the products. Our airport offering happens to be in line with Genetec's 3 core pillars of enhancing operations, intelligence, and security. We want to create new ways of visualizing information and enhance situational awareness for operations. We want to eliminate silos, correlate data, and provide insights for intelligence. And lastly, for security, we want to provide an advanced solution that provides our client with greater command and control. The first module we'll go through in more detail is the flight business logic. So the flight business logic module is there to enhance security and operations monitoring by enabling system automation and guide the operator to respond faster. What it does is it correlates airport data and flight status, such as flight information, gate status, into the Security Center core platform. With that, you can create warning and start operational processes upon status update, such as flight delay, gate change, or flight cancellation. And it will enhance the situational awareness and deliver insights on the environment to better protect passengers and assets. In this video example, we'll see the flight information module of Security Center for Airports. So we're here connected to the AODB or the flight information. And we can now, right from the platform, see all the flight status and gate status. Security, operations, and ground handling personnel can also have a gate view, which you see here, of the flight coming in and leaving. This way, for example, you can mark a flight of interest and prepare in advance staff or catering trucks or machineries to a specific gate on time, allowing for sufficient dispatch time. Now, with the same tool, you can also mark, sorry, that's the same video. Here we go, hopefully. With the same module, you can also create a number of activities. So you can select flight or flights by origin or by airline, for example. And when a flight status or a change happen in the schedule, you may be able to receive a message so you are well aware of changes in the conditions. More than that, you can also create action and automate system behavior. And upon specific condition that you will select, you can create and automate a reaction to the system, such as displaying a specific subset of cameras or displaying standard operating procedure to any of the user. The second module and use case is the boarding route management, or BRM. So the boarding route management, BRM, takes access control behind its traditional scope and turns the access control into a proper management system for boarding operation and deplaning operation. It does so by interlocking routes to ensure passenger segregation and to reinforce border control. The BRM also ensures compliance by enforcing automated boarding behaviors according to specific flight schedules. For instance, making a difference between domestic and international flights that requires passengers to be routed either directly into the terminal or through the immigration. So let's see how the BRM actually works. We, in that example, want to show how we're going to be boarding an aircraft to a predefined route. At the gate, you'll find a tablet as well as a card reader. The first thing the operator will have to do is to badge to identify himself. By doing so, the operator is initiating the system so operations can be performed. Once you are authorized to do so, the tablet will offer you a number of choices and a number of routes that you can select depending on the operations you want to conduct. For instance, boarding or deplaning. In that example, we actually see that of the 4 possible options, 3 are grayed out because we are connected to the airport operational database, and that gate is booked for a specific transaction. So only that one transaction can effectively be started just now. Once you start the boarding process, in that case, you'll be prompted to follow instructions and go to a checklist, which will help the operator make sure that he's not creating any issue with the operation, and it will help us to mitigate the risk of human error. Once this is all performed, the boarding process can actually start. So you will see on the tablet now the time remaining for the process to complete. And accordingly, the system will operate the doors and open specific doors while close other doors accordingly. Once the process is complete, the doors will be closed automatically. Now, beyond this, the BRM can care for more complex situations, such as interlocking. The process will start in a similar way, so the operator will badge to authenticate himself and start the process from the tablet. In that case, we have a number of adjacent gates. We want to make sure passengers don't mix with each other. So while we start the deplaning process, a number of doors will be kept open, while a number of doors will stay absolutely closed to avoid a passenger will find themselves in the wrong location. In that case, we want to make sure that passenger will automatically go to the immigration and won't be able to enter the terminal and henceforth don't breach the security measures. Accordingly, BRM offers an interface for central monitoring and management. So you see here a dashboard with a number of gates, E01 to E06. You can see a number of information such as the gate status, the type of operations happening, if any, and you see for every gate the flight schedule for the next period of time. All of this can be configured depending on the nature of the operation you want to perform. The next module is the passenger analytics. So the Security Center Passenger Flow Analytics module is there to offer greater awareness and also to make sure data are being unified with the rest of the system and don't stay siloed in a unique system. We can here connect to a number of sensors and data sources, and we can here create dashboards leveraging the widgets to display the status of a number of processing areas and zones. And we can define thresholds to trigger warning and automate process in case those thresholds are being met. You see here another view with different widgets, and you see as well that we can display counters, graphs, maps, so you can navigate to different zones, as well as live video to make sure the situational awareness is as great as possible. Effectively, the passenger flow analytic module does three things. It ingests data from a number of systems and sensors. It cleans, parses, and structures the data. So, for example, you can create a wait time or accounting leveraging different technologies. And it offers all the tools to visualize and automate operations based on the conditions. We can ingest all sorts of data from different systems and sensors. You could think of ALPR to measure flow of vehicles at the curbside. You could think of optical or 3D cameras. You could think of LiDARs that are always more popular and offer great reliability. You could think of wireless data coming from network tracking, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth devices. And you could think of any other data coming from the airport operational database or any of the special systems, such as data coming from the boarding system. The goal, of course, is to optimize the passenger journey, first of all, by measuring it and understanding it. It starts with the traffic flow at the curbside, detect traffic congestion, and allow the opportunity to manage vehicle access to the airport, parking or curbside. We want to mitigate bottlenecks in traffic, in crowd, in occupancy, and make sure we understand what makes queue longer than expected. Enhance commercial layout by understanding how people are moving through the airport and possibly take measure to make people move in a different way. And once you have a system deployed for a period of time and historical data are available, you can start to understand patterns and add those information to your capacity planning. Another use case, which seems to be a security issue, but may not be, is unattended luggage. The question really is the unattended luggage just a left object or a threat? The question we want to solve is how can we better manage those unattended luggage and avoid security lockdown? How can we better assist responders? And how can we obtain the right information in the shortest amount of time? As an example, data from Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. In 2018, 2,000 unattended luggage cases had to be investigated, which was a good increase of 37% to the previous year. And the impact is effectively, when a luggage has to be investigated, the impact is an area closure. And those area closure have been up to 1 hour. An area closure means a disruption in the business around that luggage. Maybe a gate that cannot be used, or maybe retailers that have to refuse customer for a while. So abandoned luggage have a direct economic impact on the airport. Well, Security Center offers improved video surveillance capability, and that helps us to quickly resolve issues like these. We'll be able to better understand the situation through quick data exploration, and then facilitate investigation and collaboration. That includes suspect tracking, which will speed up the time taken to resolve the incident and avoid closure and disruption in the airport. So I'll show you an example of how that works. You'll see here on the video on the sofa on the top right corner a brown bag. So if this is identified as an unattended luggage, we'll be wanting to understand who has left the luggage. If we know who has left the luggage, or if we see who that is, we'll get a good idea of the threat posed by the luggage. So we here use a tool called the quick search tool, and you'll see how we're going to explore 6 hours of video in 10-15 seconds and find the person who left the luggage. We then just have to click on the frame, and we'll be able to play back the scene and confirm that this is the right person. Trained security people would, from that footage, already understand if the object poses a real threat or not. But in case a decision cannot be taken yet, the next step would be to effectively confront the person. How do we confront the person? We need to find where the person is right now, which we will do using the visual tracking functionality. So the visual tracking functionality works in live and in playback, and it's really quite simple. You'll just have, as an operator, to click on the video footage on the place where the person leaves the scene, and that will automatically bring you to the next camera where the person will be visible. And again, in that case, we're able to find the path followed by that person within just a few seconds. Based on that, security can be dispatched and the person can be confronted, or if you want to offer exclusive service, you could deliver back the piece of luggage. Yes, I wanted to finish this presentation by coming back on some of the customer and experiences we have. Yes, Security Center for Airports is a new product, a new offering, but we are not new in the airport industry. In fact, this is the spread of our customers across the globe. You'll see here a number of dots of different colors. The green circles are tier 1 airports. The black dots are tier 2 airports, and the red dots are tier 3 airports. Tier 1 airports for us are greater than 25 million passengers, and tier 3 below 5 million passengers. And yes, luckily we have a number of partners across the continents. So we were made aware of a number of issues which we are now taking care of in the product. Today it's over 200 airports which leverage our technology. You see here some of the names, and maybe some of you are behind the screens right now. Few stories with a bit more details. The Airport of Rome started to use Genetec back in 2010 for video only, deploying 1,000 cameras. Later in 2014, they wanted to revamp their access control, which they did with Synergis, and were able to unify video management and access control in the same platform. And over the past few years, including lately last year, they've added cameras and doors, and most importantly, they've added our boarding route management. And nowadays, all the international gates are managed with the BRM. A very nice line from the airport personnel, where they actually emphasize the fact that not only the platform did work for them, but that Security Center is a flexible platform that enables them to make changes in the operations literally on a daily basis. Second example is Heathrow. Slightly different story. They found themselves in a peculiar situation in 2014 when they had 5 terminals, or were about to have 5 terminals and had 5 different VMSs, or would have 5 different VMSs, and no option to centralize operation and unify activities. It wasn't an easy task for them because of the nature of the network. And after a number of tests, they figured Omnicast would actually be fit for purpose. So Terminal 5 was deployed, providing video within the terminal, but also enabling video from that terminal to be accessed through the entire infrastructure through a number of very disparate IT infrastructures. Meanwhile, all terminals have been upgraded. It's about 7,000 cameras, but more importantly, it's over 600 workstations that are deployed in system. And beyond access control and video, a number of other systems are connected, such as the baggage handling system, for example, using standard protocols and interfaces such as OPC or ASCII, and our federation. So to sum up, here are some of the important facts and reasons why you should look at Security Center for Airports. First of all is one of our core capability, which is unification of managing all sorts of different systems from a single configuration platform and operator platform, which now does not only include security systems such as video and access control, but also airport special systems. It increases the ROI, which can be demonstrated by the enhancement in operational efficiency. It responds to very unique airport problem. It's been created to manage and handle specific conditions that airports are meeting. It offers new uses for existing security equipment. So security systems are no more just a cost, but they can be a source of information and insights that will help improve operations at large. It's going to lower cost. It replaces the need to work with multiple disconnected systems and the effort to make them speak to each other. And lastly, it improves security and operations planning, offering a multidimensional functionalities within one single systems. So I hope we had raised some interest and curiosity for that platform, and obviously we'll reach out back to you with the recording of that webinar and further information. You obviously can reach out to us for a specific conversation. And meanwhile, I will stay here together with my colleagues online to answer any additional question you may want to ask us using the chat box. So I'll just go silent for a few minutes, help answering the questions, and we'll share any response to the entire audience if relevant. Thank you very much.